Okay, so if you're coding with AI, you know this. Speed is everything. And the team behind Cursor, the AI native editor, just dropped something huge that might just change the game. They've got their own brand new coding model called Composer and a totally reimagined UI. So let's dive in and see what this actually means for how you and I work.
You know the feeling, right? You're deep in the zone, wrestling with a tough problem, you ask your AI for a hand, and then you wait. And that wait, even if it's just a few seconds, it can totally shatter your concentration. So the real question for this next wave of AI tools is simple. Can they actually keep up with the speed of our brains?
See, we're moving way beyond just simple code completions now. We're starting to use these AI agents for bigger, much more complex stuff. And when that happens, the bottleneck isn't just about generating a snippet of code anymore. Nope, it's about trying to manage the entire, and let's be honest, often chaotic, development process.
All right, so let's get specific. What are these new bottlenecks? This is what happens when you level up from a simple copilot to having full-blown AI agents working in your codebase. It really comes down to three main headaches. First up, slow models. That lag just yanks you right out of your flow. Second, just pure chaos. Trying to juggle a bunch of AI tasks at the same time, it's like herding cats, with agents tripping over each other's work. And last but not least, review fatigue. You know, when an agent just dumps 1,000 lines of code on you, the job of actually checking it becomes this massive chore all on its own.
Okay, so how is Cursor tackling that first big problem, the need for speed? Well, they've gone and built their own solution from scratch. Let's talk about the Composer model.
Now, Composer isn't your typical do-everything model. They're calling it a frontier model, built for one very specific thing: low-latency agentic coding. So what does that actually mean? It means it's engineered for pure speed, especially for those complex, multi-step jobs that happen right inside your editor.
And here's the big number they're shouting about. It is 4 times faster than other models that are just as smart. The team says that most tasks are now finishing in under 30 seconds. Just think about what that does to your workflow. That's the difference between getting up to make a coffee while you wait and staying completely locked in, iterating with the AI almost in real time.
And this quote from the Cursor team really nails it. The two words that jump out to me are delightful and trust. Because when a tool is that fast, it stops feeling like some clunky thing you have to work around. It starts to feel more like a real partner, something you can actually trust to handle the heavy lifting.
All right, so Composer handles the speed problem. But what about that other stuff? The chaos of managing all these tasks, and the absolute pain of reviewing tons of code. Well, this is where Cursor's second huge update comes in, a completely new multi-agent UI.
And look, this new UI isn't just a facelift. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about coding. Think about it. Classic IDEs, they're all about files. You, the developer, you're in there editing code line by line. Cursor 2.0, it's built around agents. Your job becomes directing the high-level strategy, and the agents go and execute the nitty-gritty details. It's a massive shift. So what does this look like in your day-to-day work? Well, for one, you can launch a bunch of agents at the same time, in parallel. Each one can tackle a different piece of the puzzle, and they won't step on each other's toes. Then the UI gives you this really clean way to review all their proposed changes. And get this, you can even tell them to go test their own work and keep trying until they get it right. It's all about offloading that tedious grunt work.
And this whole setup opens the door to some really cool new strategies. For instance, the Cursor team found that you can give the same really hard task to a few different models all at once, and then you just cherry-pick the best solution. It's kind of like getting a second, third, and fourth opinion in an instant, and they found it dramatically improves the quality of the final code. Pretty clever, right?
Okay, so let's tie this all together. When you mix the raw speed of the Composer model with the slick control of this new multi-agent UI, what you get is, well, it's more than just a better tool. You get a real fundamental shift in what it means to be a developer. You're moving from writing the code yourself to directing the agents that write it for you. So what does this all mean for you? Well, you get to iterate way faster so you can stay in that creative flow without annoying interruptions. You can take on really complex tasks with multiple AI agents without it all turning into a complete mess. And maybe most importantly, you get to lift your focus from the weeds of writing boilerplate code to designing the high-level architecture. This is what a tool that's actually designed for this new age of software looks like.
And that leaves us with one last kind of mind-bending thought. As these tools get better and better, what if the core skill of being a developer starts to change? What if, down the line, your main job isn't writing code anymore, but directing it,